All right, here we go. Question number 9 from our 0314 homework number 7 in MyLab Math. And it looks like we have a graphing problem. It says consider the quadratic function below. Find the vertex, the axis of symmetry, determine whether there is a maximum or a minimum value, and find that value and graph. So we got a lot of stuff to do. Let's start with the vertex. So we have a formula for finding the vertex. The vertex formula is minus b over 2a f of minus b over 2a. So I'm going to need to know the values of a and b. And since we have a quadratic function, the coefficient of x squared, that is my a, and the coefficient of x, that is my b, and the 21 would be the c, but it doesn't require that to find the vertex, okay? So here we go, doing a little plug and play into the vertex formula. The vertex is going to be minus b, which is negative 10, over 2 times a, which is 1, and then f of whatever we get from that. Okay, if you notice, let's use black here. This fraction is the same as this fraction. So whatever this is, which when I say this is the x coordinate of the vertex, whatever that is, we plug that into the function to get the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so I need to calculate this fraction out to a value, and then I'm going to plug it into the function, okay? So we have minus a negative, which makes that a plus. 2 times 1 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. And that is the x coordinate of the vertex, which I then have to plug into the function to get the y coordinate of the vertex, okay? So if I plug 5 into the function, that's going to be 5 squared minus 10 times 5 plus 21. Okay, so I hope you see what I just did there. All of this stuff in the red bars, it came from the function replacing each x with 5. And then I need to work all of that out to get the y coordinate of the vertex, okay? So here we have the vertex is going to be 5 comma, and then I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator to calculate the y coordinate of the vertex. So that's 5 squared minus 10 times 5 plus 21, and that's negative 4. So the y coordinate of the vertex is negative 4. And now I can put a box around that because that is the vertex, okay? So if we come over here to the vertex, whoa, time out. Before I do that, let me show you some other cool stuff, okay? The calculator can be used to calculate some of this arithmetic stuff, but did you know the Class Whiz can actually find the vertex for you? Check this out. If I go to menu, and if I go down to the equation / function option and hit equals, I have a polynomial of degree 2, and a is 1, b is negative 10, and the constant is 21. Okay, so if I hit equals, it gives me the x-intercepts. The solutions are the x-intercepts. I have an x-intercept of 7. I have another x-intercept of 3. But if I hit equal a third time, look what it says. It says the minimum of this quadratic function is x equal 5. Look at that. That is the x coordinate of the vertex. If I hit equals again, it gives me the y coordinate of the vertex. And if you notice, it also says minimum of, which tells me that this vertex is going to be a minimum. So I'm going to make a note of that, okay? All right, here we go. Plugging in the vertex that we have just verified. 5, -4. Bam. Good. And then it says find the equation for the axis of symmetry. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit and let's talk about axis of power. Axis of symmetry. Uh, the axis of symmetry. All right, so if we think about what we've got here, we have a parabola. By the way, I might throw in at this point that if A is positive, then your parabola is going to open up. Okay, so we know we have a parabola that opens up something like this. The vertex is the center point of the parabola. And can you see now why it said it's a minimum? The vertex is going to be at the lowest point of the parabola, so that's why it's a minimum. But the axis of symmetry is a vertical line that cuts right through the vertex. So since the axis of symmetry for a parabola that opens up or down is a vertical line, that means it has to be x equal to some number. Well, that number is going to line up with the vertex, and so that is going to be the x coordinate of the vertex. Okay, so the axis of symmetry is always going to be x equal the x coordinate of the vertex. And the most common mistake people will make when putting this into MyLab math, they'll forget to put the x equal. You've got to have the x equal because the axis of symmetry is a line, and therefore it has to be the equation of a line. It has to be x equal 5. Okay, it says determine whether the parabola has a maximum or a minimum. We already know that it has a minimum. So we're going to pick option B, minimum. And then it says has a minimum value of. Now that minimum value of is going to be the y coordinate of the vertex. Okay? So the minimum occurs at 5, but it has a minimum of -4. And then it says use the graphing tool to graph the function. So I'm going to click to enlarge the graph. And we know that we have a vertical parabola. If it's a function, it has to be a vertical parabola. And then it says click to plot the vertex. Okay, so the vertex we know is 5, -4. So I'm going to go to where it says 5, -4. Can you see that up in the yellow bar? I can tell that I'm at the vertex. And then I click. And then it says click to plot a point on your parabola. Well, do I have any other point? I don't have any other points on my parabola. Wait a second. I think I do. Remember here from the class whiz? I've got a couple more points. I've got my x-intercepts at 7 and 3. So I know I'm going to have an x-intercept at 7. An object is selected. Oh, is that all it needs is 2 points? I don't need 3? What do you know? Hey, what if you didn't have the class whiz and you needed another point? Let's look at that real quick, okay? So let's go back to the top and let's make an XY chart, okay? Let's assume you don't have a fancy calculator that actually gives you points and you have to find your own. Well, understand that the vertex, the 5, -4, that is a point. If you want another point, I would recommend picking an x value close to the vertex. So if the vertex occurs when x is 5, maybe you want to look at what happens when x is 6. That's pretty close to the vertex. And then the way that you get the y value for that is you take the 6 and you plug it into the function, okay? So we need to calculate f of 6 to get the y value. So plugging that into the function, that's going to be 6 squared minus 10 times 6 plus 21. And then I can pull up any scientific calculators to do that calculation. I don't need a nice Casio ClassWiz. And that tells me that the y value when x is 6 is negative 3. Okay. And then if you go look in the background here, can you see in the background if x is 6, can you see that that point is at negative 3? Right there, that would have been another good point to use. So do you see that you can make a table of values and pick an x close to your x coordinate of your vertex to get another point on the parabola? All right, so I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put those in the comment section below, or you can text me. And thanks for watching.